get started, hit that like button, share this or your favorite episode with the masses, all the people that you follow, and subscribe if you haven't already. And please, go check out Delulu Canoe on YouTube. It's a great new podcast hosted by the talented and beautiful Derek Taylor and me as like a little co-host on the side and the back. That's me in the corner. Go support, subscribe, do it! Fan films and fan web series, because they're doing that now and it's been going really crazy and cool and there's some good ones out there. Fan fiction can be based on any fictional or non-fiction subject, like novels, movies, comics, musical groups, cartoons, anime, manga, and video games. Along with all of that does come copyrights and sometimes legal action.
The hell's that?
It's the only gavel I could find.
It squeaks when you bang it. That's what she said.
But you can always post a disclaimer like one of these that could possibly keep on going. Fine print. Still going. And then, oh my God, like one of those. Listen, you can put money into it. It's kind of tricky about making money from it. Look up all the legal stuff, because I don't want to get into that. It's really long, but you know, you got a phone and like, you just go to Google and like, Arthur, how do I do this and make money off of a copyright thing? I mean, you can buy rights if you got the money for it. I've been watching fan films for a long time on YouTube, since YouTube began. My favorite one is City of Scars by Bat and his Son. The quality was like no other at the time. What happens if you put Batman in a situation with Joker and then got Predator and Alien coming in? Like, it was awesome. Remember Kevin Porter? He was on my show. Yeah, he was the Batman. He's always the Batman. He's the Batman. And I like to think that Bat and his Son made people step up the game. Aaron and his father, plus the crew of Bat and his Son, still make pretty epic fan films, like Superpower Beatdown. Oh, my face! They also make full-length feature films, like Legend of the White Dragon, coming out soon. One day, I shall have Aaron on the show. I will have you, Aaron. I will have you. I will have you. Recently, a new fan series has emerged from the darkness. I got invited to the premiere thanks to my friend Kevin Allen. Concept is wild. I was so impressed with this fan series that I had to have a sit down with the designer and actor to get the rundown of how it started and became what it became. Become what it became? I don't know, to be or not to be, I don't freaking know, whatever. You know, it's... But let's check in with Sami the Monster for Comic Book of the Day and Jesse for Trivia.
Cosmonauts, this is Sami the Monster, and this is the Comic Book of the Day.
Those murder mystery games you could get. It's like a little mock unsolved crime scene, and you get like fake evidence and stuff, and you solve it with your friends. It's pretty cool. I mean, that looks legit. There's like fake security camera footage and newspaper clippings. Like it's pretty in-depth. That's pretty convincing. Now imagine you order one of these and it's supposed to be custom tailored to you, right? But the little murder mystery game that you have purchased actually takes place in your little small town that you currently live in. And you have to go out into the real world and like collect clues. Like, the game apparently has planted actual clues in real life. You and your friends break into a junkyard, you discover some body parts. How do they get these fake body parts to be at this exact location? Until you realize that those fake body parts are actually not fake, and you have just been touching a real-life severed human foot that you found in a fridge. And this so-called murder mystery game is not a game, but a real unsolved murder that somebody dropped off at your doorstep. Now you should have this brand new series on your radar because this is the premise of Jill and the Killers, published by Oni Press. This is kind of giving Scooby-Doo vibes, kind of Veronica Mars vibes, with like a hint of Riverdale and Paper Girls. But there's so many layers to this. Our main character Jill, her mom is a police officer who is missing / presumed dead, and this case actually might be linked to her mother's missingness.
These two unsolved murders that they received have a pattern that might be repeating itself when somebody in their friend group goes missing.
The writer, Olivia Cortero Briggs, did Mary Shelley Monster Hunter from Aftershock, which I love. She also did Silver City, which I'm reading right now and I'm really enjoying. This is a really great first issue. I really like the premise of a murder mystery subscription box gone wrong. But yeah, Jill and Killers. Keep on your radar. It's good stuff.
In The Phantom Menace, what was the last word spoken in the film? A. Apprentice, B. Master, or C. Peace? Stay tuned for the answer after the interview.
As part of the Old Guard, we'll be executing the termination of your existing contract as the Empire moves in a different direction.
Can they really just change the terms like that? I thought we had another year left on our contract.
It appears they've altered the deal.
No. This is terrible news. I've let you down and now they're coming after us.
We got to give the Empire something no one else can.
What about a new officer's uniform?
Not a fashion show.
I've been developing an improvement to the Stormtrooper helmets.
Not necessary.
Well, could we upgrade some of their aiming hardware?
Off target.
This is impossible. I'm throwing myself in the nearest Sarlacc pit.
Not a quick death, dude.
If you really want to change the Empire, you need something big.
Stay on target.
Right with you, boss.
Hold tight.
Cut the chatter, you two. We need to focus.
Graphics are marked and locked in.
How would the insignia look full size?
It would look bigger?
This is it.
Is it a space station? Yes. Yes! Holy sick! Wait till the big morphs get a load of this. And Pathos, deliver. You know, or else. I said talking out! That means end transmission! I want that man fired! Yes, out of an airlock!
What the f?
John, Kevin,
Yes.
that was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
What? I mean, okay, it reminds me of the pandemic, but like, you know, everyone's on a Zoom call. Where did this concept come from?
So I am a designer by trade.
Okay.
Even though I went to film school, I got kind of sidelined into the internet and became a designer. And that one of the big inspirations for me for design was really growing up on a healthy appetite of science fiction, Star Wars, Star Trek, and really being inspired by the design of the production, the design of the spaceships and the interfaces and things like that, and really wishing that we lived in that sort of futuristic society. I remember watching, I believe it was The Force Awakens, and the big scene where Lieutenant Hux is addressing all of the big legions of stormtroopers, and they have all these big banners and everything, and I'm like, who designs all that stuff? Somebody has to design this stuff for the Empire, right? Like, there has to be a design agency of some sort. Wouldn't it be funny to do a workplace comedy about a design agency that has to work for the Galactic Empire? But of course,
So weird.
when am I ever going to be able to do a design, a show set in the Star Wars universe? It's way too expensive.
Yes.
There's costumes, there's sets, there's just too much involved. This was just another one of those great ideas that was never going to happen.
It's really original.
Yeah.
I love watching fan films. Like, they got the costumes, and sometimes you got to do like the characters everyone knows. It's hard to come up with really a good one without putting a lot of money into it. It's something that we all went through during the pandemic, the Zoom calls.
Yeah, and that's sort of where this idea actually became a reality. You know, as the pandemic was settling in, and what are we going to do, and how am I going to be creative? And my girlfriend, who said, you know, that Star Wars idea, you could do that in Zoom. All of a sudden, that became my reaching out to friends who reached out to friends, and suddenly we have a weekly writer's room on Zoom. A lot of people like Kevin I had just met.
I was gonna say, how did you get involved in this?
So the cast, I think one of the first people you reached out to, correct me if I'm wrong, were Lisa Coombs and Rich Pugh, because they had developed their own independently produced web series that was comedic.
Right.
I had, the year before, done a play with Lisa, along with two other castmates from a different fan film I was in back in 2016.
It's the Harry Potter one?
That's Sever Safe and the Marauders,
Yes.
So me, Danny, Garrett were all roped into this. Danny got us into a play directed by a man named Peter Faber, who was also close friends with Lisa. Oh, I know these actors who are very comfortable and familiar with the world of fan films. Let's get them involved. So like half the cast is the Harry Potter cast. It was like having a sketch comedy troupe decide to write a series. Like, there were a lot of chefs in the kitchen here. The idea was that we were going to film it in our individual homes using Zoom.
I was going to ask you that.
It was supposed to be
in the background, or
that was supposed to be the idea, because half of the team were actors who were gotten used to self-tapes over the pandemic.
Oh, they're so
And
good.
so I'm like, great, I'll film in front of a blank wall. We'll use the background feature if we need to. This will be a breeze, because we're not like, this is just for fun. It's a fun little idea that we're just going to do to pass time over Zoom. But by the end of writing everything and getting to all 9 episodes, this show's about something. Like, the show is not just a funny SNL sketch anymore. It's actually has a message and a purpose behind it. And then from that point, there was that hiccup between quarantine. Okay, everyone, we're good. Actually, yeah, everyone reel it back in for just a minute. In that hiccup, we had 3 days in a studio, and we jumped on it.
So you guys are all in the studio at once?
This is where sort of we had to decide are we gonna actually throw real money at this and like really do this right? And the scripts were so good that it really warranted doing it right. And it really was not difficult to decide, yes, we're gonna throw money at this. We ended up getting a soundstage that had a 60-foot green screen wall. The challenge with what we were doing, because it's a comedy and because everybody would be visible on screen whether they were speaking or not, they needed to react off of everybody else. So you couldn't just shoot this individually, one person at a time, and edit it together.
Right.
You literally had to have people interacting and reacting to each other on screen, on camera. So the only way that we could do this was we got the 60-foot green screen wall and we basically partitioned it into a series of cubicles. Right? They're like really janky looking cubicles because we just had a green screen and we had the person in
all C-stands and blanket.
Right. and then a few like random props that we got.
Yeah. You have a character that doesn't exist but exists now.
Yes. He's canon now. Correct.
He's canon now. So tell me about, as being an actor, creating a character and portraying this character in this world with the cult of Star Wars.
I'm trying to remember what the genesis of making the character Tarkin was. If we decided like we should have the Nepo baby be the client, and we made him a nepotism hire who was given busy work and just decided to go all AWOL with it. I've got this face, so like I knew I was probably gonna land with the role.
What's especially interesting is that Tarkin is the only character that has direct ties to another character that's actually canon. You know, as we were working on post-production, a lot of other Star Wars productions, real Star Wars productions came and went. The Mandalorian, Boba Fett.
I was biting my nails every time. Every time a new show would come out, I'm like, oh no.
Hopefully they're not going to do anything that is going to undermine our story or our ideas or anything. And
almost did.
It has never tread on the same storyline that we are. Andor was one of the first shows that has really shown that lower decks.
Yes.
You know, you see offices, you see people working, there's a droid that's
They have a therapy droid. We had the idea first.
We did.
But we couldn't get the budget in time.
Right. Our show fits in this world.
Yep.
Totally fits inside of this world. They have never officially had a reason why the Galactic Empire became the First Order.
Genius.
You're right. The pitch that was like sold me on this. Like, not that I wasn't gonna do it, but they were like, yeah, it's about the design agency that has to rebrand the Empire into the First Order. I was like, that's the best pitch I've ever heard in my life. Like, yes, I'm in.
That's genius. It's like, all right, well, out with the old, we need something new.
Exactly.
Boom.
Exactly. And also with Thrawn now becoming more of an element in the shows, Mott Adama, our visionary creative director, is a Chiss who is the same race as Thrawn, and we thought that race is particularly known for their strategic machinations, and so having the creative director be that kind of person just totally made sense.
So what's the next step? So you guys doing a second season then, right?
Well, next steps is I don't know when this show is dropping, but we're still putting out episodes as of this taping.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, we're only halfway through the season.
I've seen 3 so far. Okay. So the 2 here, and then I went home that day and watched the 3rd one.
There's 9 episodes.
Nice.
I was really pushing that we made sure we hit 9.
Right now we're focused on getting season 1 out there. This has been a 4-year journey to make this a reality. Really, we started very early in the pandemic.
The post-production
took a very long time. We have a fully CGI character. Our droid. Our HR department is a droid, and
the guy I was sitting next to, where we're watching, I'm like, it looks that good. I'm like,
droid. Your hand spins around like 720 in a moment.
Finding digital artists who can render computer-generated characters in this day and age is very difficult.
I just cannot believe how good it is. Like I said, I was there. I was like watching them. Like I didn't even know what I was in for.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let's start with Phantom. Let's do this. All right, cool. And then like it started off with the first 2 calls. I'm like, holy shit, I know where they're going with this. Holy crap. And it's just beautiful after beautiful dialogue after scene. And then by the time I get to the second episode, I'm like, I'm hooked.
People get passionate when they find other people who are passionate about the same things they are. When you just have that many, like, you know, actual genuine fans all collaborating, that's why it feels so special. I mean, the fact we got the 501st to like donate their time and their uniforms and just to make cameos as stormtroopers in the background, it was apparent that this was something special because the deeper we got into the fandom, the more that they wanted to be a part of it.
I have 3 questions for you.
Yes.
1, are you gonna make merchandise of the ball sacks?
The podnads.
Sorry,
the
podnads.
podnads. Spoiler for episode 1, but
I mean,
I would love to.
There's a market. I can't deny it.
There's a market.
They were just like they were just truck nuts that you had to ship in.
And we ordered these truck nuts online, and then a friend of mine made the ring.
The ring?
Because it's the ring that becomes the logo.
Yeah, that was the creative part.
Right, but yeah, so
that's the part we should merchandise.
When we
you guys should have waited for the Doom popcorn cups. You should have waited for
We're so ahead of our time.
My second question is, when are you guys going to have audition for season 2?
I know, right? I would love to expand the cast. I would love to diversify it, not just in our talent, but also in the amount of like aliens and weird characters that we can. I mean,
if you need aliens,
somebody with strange eyes.
Strange eyes.
Yeah. You haven't seen episode 5 yet, but 5 is chock full of guest stars.
Nice.
Some of whom are aliens, and some of whom are very unexpected, maybe from other franchises. So,
all right.
That's all I'll say about that. But when you see episode 5, then you'll say, "Aha! There is room for me."
Aha!
Yeah.
Nice. And the third question was, or is, when you guys start, I will love to take my camera crew and just see it behind the scenes.
Sure.
I think it'd be fun.
And like a step-by-step process.
Would love to.
It was an interesting process.
Yeah.
This format allows us to do what we need to do. We don't have to build elaborate sets. We can, like I said, do it very janky and then fix it in post, basically. And
it's that easy.
It's that easy. It's like, fix it in post.
If you look at some of the dailies, it's night and day. It really is.
It's crazy.
So I had no idea that it would turn out as well as it did. And again, it's a testament to the people that we had involved and just sort of like their dedication and their like love of the craft and wanting to do it.
Well, here at the Cosmoe Show, we will help you guys promote, spread the word out, whatever you guys got going on.
Y'all the Cosmoe Show, you're such good people.
It's just me. Yeah, I love little things like this, and I just want to help out. That's what this show is all about: promoting people and like letting them. It's a soapbox for them.
Awesome.
Heck yeah, John.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Dude, I'm so glad to be here. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Like, be on the show. That's been great.
Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. What was the last word spoken in the film? A. Apprentice. B. Master. Or C. Peace. And the answer is C. Peace.
Thank you, John and Kevin, for your time. And thank you for your brilliant, masterpiece, beautiful, great original idea. I can't wait to see more of it. The last episode, season 1 of Designing Empires, drops today. So make sure to head over to their channel and watch, subscribe, like, leave a comment. But not right now. Watch this all the way through, all right? A lot of you don't leave comments on my show. What's up with that? Cosmonauts, missing hands and fingers. Some of you are. I'm sorry about that. But you know, you can use voice command or something like that. I mean, come on. There are ways to communicate. Anyways, go support Designing Empires. Go support Delulu Canoe. Become a Cosmonaut Patreon member for exclusive stuff and soon giveaways. There's a new sponsorship coming in, so can't wait to tell you guys what it's all about. So I have to drop the interview first, and then tell you, like, hey, look what I got! And I can give these away and a promo code of that, because you can get like whatever % off on that website of something that goes. That's enough hints. Find the show on Spotify if you're on the go and Instagram to stay connected. You can also help by using the promo code Cosmoe to get 10% off of your purchase at Dubby.gg for an amazing energy drink supplement for your everyday multitasking web series life. It's so good. My little Dubby. Anyways. Remember, boys and girls, the world can be a rough place unless we have love, peace, chicken, and lots of grease. Later. Goodbye. Thanks for watching and subscribing. You guys are the best. Check out this clip next, huh? Yeah. Or that one. I mean, check them both out. Why not?